All right, the Jets are on deck for the next pick. I'm really curious how it's going to go because first of all, I want to say this on the record that my top two picks that I wanted were Nick Emanwari first and Jaden Higgins. So now, based on what's available, I mean, in theory, how do you not go Mike Green? Wow, Bears just traded. Who are they trading with? It's a Buffalo. Of course, it's a Buffalo. Okay, so hold on. That pissed me off. All right, so anyway, Buffalo's definitely going Mike Green for the record. You don't trade for anyone else but him or Ezraku. So with that said, though, Jets are currently in position to get one of Mike Green or Ezraku, which depending on Mike Green's background, et cetera, et cetera. If Aaron Glenn can teach him how not to SA anymore, good player. Siobhan Revel is available. These are two positions that are technically not like high on the needs. I'm a big Trey Harris guy. I know a lot of people aren't because the Ole Miss offense is, this, that, and the other, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Darius Alexander. I can't imagine the Bills go DA, so put him next to Quinnen. Be a good pick. Well, I mean, right now they're saying that the Bills' needs are receiver and defensive tackle. I didn't think that they would need defensive tackle with Ed Oliver and whatever next to him. But I guess it's a similar situation to us. Quinnen's better than Ed Oliver, but technically only one, so fair enough. So if they take DA, that means in theory right now we have the option of Darius Alexander, Ezraku, Mike Green, Siobhan Revel, Trey Harris, Jack Besh. Who else? I mean, I know that there's other players. I mean, Will Johnson. I mean, holy cow. Given his issues. Mason Taylor still. Trey Amos. If we're not confident in Will Johnson's medical, go Trey Amos. You know what I mean? So it's like, honestly, this is literally the best case scenario for the Jets. Like, this has been a weird draft in a good way. But I will say that based on how this is falling, the Jets are getting a steal right now. They're going to have to trade back up and get someone else on par. So I'm curious to see what the Bills do. I don't care. I hate them. They got Maxwell Harrison. That pissed me off. I know that was kind of mocked a lot, but it just kind of upsets me that they got a good player. I hate seeing that. So if I had to rank my number one, once again, I want to reiterate, I am so pissed that because Emanwari got traded ahead for, and then Jaden Higgins got snagged by. Oh my gosh, so early. I mean, obviously there's the BS smoke that we could go Shador. I'm not an anti Shador Sanders person, but I will say that if Justin Fields is going to work, it's because we put all the eggs in the basket. You know what I mean? And with that said, we probably should go offense. So Mason Taylor, Trey Harris. But I'm just looking at this defense right now is lucky. Like, this is an amazing situation for the Jets to get a defensive player. Will Johnson should not have been here this late. Mike Green should not have been here this late. Donovan Ezraku probably should not have been here this late. Darius Alexander is technically a reach in regards to Tyleik Williams probably should have been here. You know what I mean? So he's probably lower on the board. Siobhan Revel should have been here, but given his medicals, do we go Trey Amos? Because I don't think there's much of a difference. I actually like Trey Amos more than Revel. And then what? Shamar Turner. I'm just looking at the ESPN board right now just because it's easiest because it's right there. So I'm gonna say my hope is the Jets go Wow, Will Johnson was in conversation at 7 at some point.
The Bears have traded the 41st pick to the Buffalo Bills. And with the 41st pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills select T.J. Sanders, defensive tackle, South Carolina.
Wow, really? They traded up for him?
T.J. Sanders at just under 300 pounds gets that pressure right up the middle. Great stat here, Mel. His average time to first pressure that season was 8th in the country.
Well, I guess.
So he is big, but he gets after the quarterback.
Yeah, 13
he
games
feels
with
redundant,
9 starts. He was tops among defensive linemen with
at
the game
all.
box was 5th.
Which is why I like Darius
7 were
Alexander for
for
the
loss,
Jets, because
and
he's
4 were
not
sacked.
like...
He's an athletic defensive tackles with T.J. Sanders. He had 9 tackles.
So the Jets
against Ole
literally
Miss.
have
7 were solos.
an epiphany
He had
of,
7
like,
tackles
we
and
might
sack
trade
against
down
Missouri.
just because there's so many
Effective,
available players right now.
edges of the blocker,
Will
gets
Johnson,
penetration
Mike
to the
Green,
backfield,
Donovan
gets
Ezra,
back, plays
Darius
run,
Alexander,
hand to
Siobhan
hand,
Rebel,
and
Shedeur
Ryan
Sanders.
DeBoo's getting to the
If
quarterback,
we trade,
whip,
no,
arm, over,
Steelers,
up,
they don't have a
goes
second round pick.
quickly,
Can't trade with that.
lacks the girth, the anchor
Saints
against the
suck.
double team. That's the issue. Both years of defensive tackle,
Oh,
all
my
that
goodness.
lacks a little consistency, and the pass rush production, considering the talent, could keep getting better and improving. So
This is
T.J.
crazy.
Sanders,
Who
the
are we
talent
gonna
is there.
go?
They coach him up. They maybe got something here.
If this were 10 years ago, I'd be concerned about the girth, but now this is
You
a
don't go
passing
Will
league.
Johnson because
You
we
need
just
a guy
got
that can have
Brandon
that first
Stevens
step
and we
quick,
have
can put his foot in the
Michael
ground and
Carter,
go north and
but
south. He can do
Will
that.
Johnson
Got
shouldn't
loose
be there in
hip
the second
screening.
round.
That means he can tango, he can box front, and he can
Mike
flip his
Green.
hips and get around the guard and get to the
JJ,
quarterback. If you're Buffalo,
Jermaine Johnson,
put him with Ed
coming
Oliver.
off the
Ed Oliver.
Achilles.
I like what they have.
Will
as
McDonald
far as
still
rushing side.
struggling.
Those
The
out
run
10 sacks
defense
the past 2
struggling,
years. He's
but,
showed in a couple
not
games
effective.
this year. Remember Missouri in
You go
particular,
him.
week 12.
Pick is already in.
Quick hands,
They didn't
vertical
hesitate.
push.
They ran
Yeah,
this
that's
up.
a
I
nice
have a
pick. This is
feeling
guy
it's
who
Mike
wound
Green.
up surprising
I don't know
because
why,
of his
but I
pass
just
rush
have a
production.
feeling
So the Bills
AG
have
is
gone
like, yo,
defense with each of their first 2 picks.
we're not going to
in
fuck
this
around.
year's class. But the big story so far in round 2. The big guy, Tyler Shuck,
We're
selected
taking you.
by New Orleans.
You
The
fuck- you
Saints
fuck up,
have found
we
their
will kill you.
quarterback. The Jets are
You
on
know what
the
I mean?
clock, and they'll make their pick
No,
as we continue
Ezra
to
probably,
Green Bay in
if we're
just
being
a
honest.
moment.
Between the two, probably going Ezra over Green, just based on flip a coin. So right now, I'm saying they ran it up. How do you not run it up with Will Johnson?
What's better
You know
than
what I
a
mean?
limited time deal?
Oh
An
my
unlimited
God.
time deal. That's why the $5 biggie bag with a junior bacon cheeseburger
I
is
want Trey
available
Harris
all the time.
or
Because
Mason
the best
Taylor
time for
based on
fresh, never
soft
frozen
goods.
beef and Applewood smoked
But if
bacon
we go
is
defense,
all the time.
my guess
Duh.
is
For
Ezra
the best
Rocky.
deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
From the #1 rated brand in
guessing-
cordless outdoor power, the Ego
I'm
22-inch
guessing Ezra
aluminum
Rocky.
deck
That's
mower
my
with
guess.
Select Cut is the most powerful mower in its class, featuring
You
an
gotta think about
aluminum
it.
deck that allows for extreme blade speeds, producing the perfect
We signed
razor-sharp
Reynolds,
blade.
Tyler
Designed for
Johnson.
durability that's
Malachi
guaranteed
Corley is
for
still,
life.
in
All powered by
play
Ego's
to be
patented
a guy.
56-volt arc lithium
Whether he is or
battery.
not, that's not the point. He's
One
still
battery
there.
powers all tools.
Alan
Find an
Lazard,
Ego
we struggled,
retailer near
whether
you.
that was for trade or just for an easier cut.
So with
later on,
Geico, we
who
can
knows, but
easily
he's still
bundle
there.
home and car insurance and
So
save
receiver
even more.
is a need in terms of
motorcycle, all
name
bundled together.
value,
Just like that
but
breakfast
not in
burrito.
terms of
So
depth.
can I get chorizo?
We have guys on the field.
metaphorically, yeah.
Tight end.
Just chicken.
We need
Just
a
give me
tight
a
end.
bunch of chicken.
Oh, bacon?
But
Oh
based
wait,
on
there
how
isn't
the
too much
draft
hot
is
sauce, is there?
going,
Sensitive.
I have a feeling
I
that
actually
they're
like
going to
hot
last in
Can
the
I
round
get
three.
chips?
How about guacamole?
I don't really
So
know what
even
we're
though I
talking
want
about
Trey
anymore.
Harris,
Burritos.
Sure.
because he would be the ultimate compliment to Garrett
For
Wilson.
bundling made easy,
Garrett
get
Wilson
more with
should
Geico.
be in the slot.
Lowe's
Like,
knows it's easier to make
literally
the right
wanted Garrett
calls
Wilson
when you
jersey.
have the right
Garrett
team.
Wilson should be
Dak going for it,
on
and
my,
he fumbles.
on my Ross St. Brown. Like I
Brilliant
don't understand why
recovery
he
with the
isn't.
Lowe's app.
I don't
He
understand
always
why
delivers.
he needs to
And
be
so
Swat
does the
Dave
Lowe's app.
and
In-store, online,
deep balls
our Lowe's team
and
has you
always
covered.
complain that he's open and you're not. Guess what? There's something about the players, I know the quarterback, that's not put him in the slot and run the work. So with that said, if you do that, get Trey Harris, let him
Verizon
be
Small
your,
Business Days are back. Our experts,
Welcome in.
I don't
closer
want to
than
say
you
Nico
think.
Collins, but
Yes,
he's gonna
great.
be better. I don't want to say Mike Evans, but be
Nice
your
surprise,
big,
huh?
I can't
Ready
think
to
of a good
help.
comparison right now. Let's
Serving
see
up
what
deals,
ESPN has as their
advice, wherever you
comparison. See if
are,
I agree.
even on the job,
Hey. Hi.
and making sure all your tech
Rasheed Rice.
Take a look.
is
Rasheed
good
Rice
to
is
go.
not like a slot.
April 21st
I
to
don't agree with
27th. Don't wait. Get started today.
But whatever. But I genuinely believe that they'll complement each other. So if I had to rank, offensively, I want Trey Harris, then Mason Taylor. I won't be mad with either. Defensively, I mean, Will Johnson ran a 4.6, right? In theory. is that because of his knee, this is knee action issue, or is he just banged up and sore? Is it a problem? Is Will Johnson, Siobhan Rebel that much different player? And you want to risk either injury, so you just
We are back in Green Bay. Time for a look at Mel's best available. Brought to you by Courtyard by Marriott.
They got a wide variety of players here. You think about a pass rush coming off the edge. And Mike Green, we talked about Donovan Ezraku, another kid who can get after the quarterback. Elijah Aurora, really athletic, good tight end, had a heck of a year. He can stretch that deep middle as well.
My prediction is
concerned by a cornerback we thought at times could be in the top 10 to 15.
They want big.
Would still be on the board at this stage in the second round.
If we get one of three, Mason Taylor, Trey Harris,
their new head coach,
Donovan Ezraku, I will be.
I've heard it speculated that perhaps quarterback could
Mel
be
says
under
we need tight end
consideration here,
receiver.
and certainly Deion Sanders.
And I agree.
His family waiting to
who
hear
I want,
his
but given
son's name
the
called at some point.
just
We'll
the
see if
board,
this is
sometimes
that
you
point.
got to
The
go
Jets
BPA,
went
especially the way that it's
offensive
falling.
line last night, taking Armand
Depth.
Membu, the right tackle, with their first round selection, and now
Let's see what
here
we got.
comes their pick in round number 2.
Hey, Abraham.
With the 42nd pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Mason Taylor, tight end.
All right.
LSU.
All right. That's fine. I told you. Any of those three.
Seem to like it.
Any of those three.
Hall of Famer Jason
Any
Taylor
of those
did
three.
play for the
Like I
Jets,
said,
of course, more remembered as a
I
Dolphin.
love Trey Harris,
Mason,
but
6'5",
given the board,
251
wide
pounds,
receiver
highly
isn't as much
productive,
of a need.
129 catches
I think
over
that
3
it's
seasons
crazy that
in
a lot of
Baton
these
Rouge, and he's
defensive
still
players
very
are
young.
so
Hell, he
available.
won't turn
But given
21
our needs,
for
not
another 2 weeks.
necessary. And I truly am a firm
Last year,
believer
Brock
that if Aaron
Bowers
Glenn is
passed
as
them up,
good of
right?
a
This year, you
coach,
passed up
let
Loveland
alone,
and
you know,
Tyler Warren,
obviously
they go
defensive
to Membo.
coach in
You got to
general,
get a
that
tight
he
end.
can make
Justin Fields, who's
well
going to be that guy
with
that dual
Quantez Steers.
credibility.
He can
Now
make
you have
well
Mason
with
Taylor
Isaiah
into the
Oliver.
mix at
He can make
55
well with Tony
receptions
Adams.
this
You know what I
year.
mean? All
It's a
these
single-season
depth,
school record.
lower end players.
546 yards, a couple touchdowns.
We didn't. I firmly believe that
every
Nick,
game
it was
the
Nick and
consistency was there. Very good
Jaden
hands,
Higgins,
tracks the ball,
Mason
body
Taylor.
control,
On
route
their
running
big board.
excellent.
If we
Seal
see a
blocks,
picture of
pass
a big
blocks,
board,
he's
that's my
capable of getting
prediction,
done
that it
as
was
well.
that case.
When you talk about
So,
positional versatility,
we have a guy now, former Jet legend,
catchability,
Jason Taylor's son. We now, trenches. Obviously, tight end's not technically trenches, but like, it is. You know what I mean? So, obviously,
in
that
any of the
shows
biggest
that Stone
situations,
Smart
they
could be
needed
more
a
of a
play.
slot
They
player.
threw
Maybe
the ball
he
to
can start
Mason
being
Taylor and
gadget.
Baton Rouge.
You know,
Maybe the
H-back
most
type of
dependable
guy.
hand they had on that team, and that's including Malik
And I'm
Neighbors and Brian
excited.
Thomas.
So JETS, Mason Taylor,
We clearly need
you are a
offensive
Jet.
firepower with Garrett Wilson on the outside. Now get the tight end. The San Francisco 49ers are next, and their pick